In this video, we're going to talk about the EB3 visa processing times, the Perm processing time, which is step 1, the I-140 processing time, step 2, and finally the Visa Bulletin. We're going to look at the May Visa Bulletin to get an overall picture of the overall EB3 visa processing times. And stick around to the end, and we'll show you how you can speed up your EB3 processing time. So let's get into it. The first thing we do, as we always do, we show you how to do this yourself. So just type in Perm processing time, and it will take you to the Department of Labor website, processingtimes.flag or fly.dol.gov. Click on there, and this is what it looks like. And shrinkage, there you go. So usually you want to take a look at when they last updated the processing times. It looks like just a few days ago, about a week ago. Scroll down until you see Perm processing times. This is a little bit older. This has been about a month. So this has really not been updated currently, because we in our office are receiving Perm cases filed in December 2024. So they should update this anytime, and it should say December 2024. So what this means is that if your Perm is filed in December 2024, then you should be getting the approval right about now. Now, the date that your Perm was filed was the priority, is your priority date. So that's very important to know. Your priority date is the date that your Perm was filed. So December 2024, it's May. So, 16, 17 months is what it's taking for the Perm process, which is too long in our opinion. We have a bill for premium processing for Perm that hopefully will be introduced soon in Washington, D.C. We'll keep you posted when that happens. But Perm is taking about 16, 17 months right now. That's the first step. Step 2 is the I-140. So just go back to Google and type in I-140 processing time and come down to USCIS.gov processing times. And it does a little check. This is what it looks like on the USCIS website. And we're going to select I-140 under Forms. Unskilled worker, EB-3 under category, and there's only one option under service center, and then click get processing times. Now, the way that USCIS displays this is that it says that 80% of the cases of I-140, EB-3 other worker cases are completed or approved within 9 months. What we're seeing in our office, we're seeing approvals for regular processing, some in as quickly as a few days, which is crazy. This is so they are getting very efficient with I-140 processing times. Now, some take longer, but we're seeing some very fast approvals, because it's important to note that, because some people want to do premium processing for their I-140. Premium processing is where you pay USCIS about $3,000 extra for them to issue the approval within 15 business days. However, because we're getting regular processing approvals so quickly, that premium processing really is only needed or desired in a few certain individual cases. So I-140 is step 2. Let's go back to Google. Step 3 of 3, the final step, we look at the Visa Bulletin. So type in Visa Bulletin in Google, and you're looking for the Department of State website right there. Click on that. The May Visa Bulletin just came out, so we'll show you how to read the May Visa Bulletin. The first section is family-sponsored cases. Scroll down until you get to employment-based. This is where we want to be. And you'll see that we have 2 tables. We have final action dates table, and this is for people that are outside the U.S. doing consular processing. And then we have dates for filing. And this, we have to see who this table applies to every month. So there's a little link here. We click on that, we come down to next month, employment-based. So next month's adjustment of status. For employment-based, it says you must use the final action dates chart. So the final action dates chart is chart A. So if you're doing adjustment of status, you have to use the final action dates chart. We'll confirm that. Final action dates for May, and the cutoff is February 1st, 2022. So if your priority date was before February 1st, 2022, meaning if your perm was filed before February 1st, 2022, then you can file adjustment of status. And if you're doing consular processing, you should expect your appointment to be issued by the American embassy or consulate in your country anytime. So always check this link because this will determine for adjustment of status applicants which table to look at. Sometimes it is Chart B, sometimes it's Chart A. For example, you can see in April, it was the dates for filing chart for employment-based. But in May, it's the final action dates. So you have to check that every month. So that's how you check the overall processing times. Now, to give you a sense of the overall processing time, basically it's from this date to present. So August, where are we? Dates for filing. We can kind of go back and forth, but 2022 to 2026, around 4 years. It may go back to dates for filing for next month for adjustment of status, in which case it would be a little bit quicker, but we just have to keep on monitoring this every month. But overall processing time for the EB3, this is how you kind of gauge it. You go to your category, your country of birth. You can see that pretty much Mexico and Philippines is a little bit different. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. This is country of birth. And same with the other workers category. These are the same as the rest of the world. So this is every country except these four. But for the B charts, it's the same. And it's a little bit longer of a wait on chart A. So that's how you kind of check the overall processing time. Now, to speed up the processing time, there is a bill called the Dignity Act. You've probably seen us really support this a lot over the past year or so. This was introduced last July, 2025, and this would really help speed up. This is a bill that has been introduced to Congress. They need to vote on it, and they need to pass it. They need to send it to the president to sign into law. This would greatly speed up EB3 processing times and reduce EB3 backlogs. And the specific way that it would do it for EB3 visa applicants and employers is the way that the quota is counted for in the quota. So let me just explain this a little bit better. So in the Visa Bulletin, there is an annual quota of, come down to employment based, sorry. 10,000, which go to the other workers, EB3 other workers. And this includes family members, right? So if I'm applying for the EB3 and I have a spouse and 3 children, that's 5 slots that get taken up in the 10,000. So what actually happens is only about 3,000 of the 10,000 are actual workers. The rest are family members. So what the Dignity Act would do is it would change it so the whole family just gets counted as one. So with the whole family just gets counted as one, it would have the effect of tripling this number, which would move the cutoff dates forward even more. So instead of February 1st, 2022, it could jump forward to 2024, 2025, which is what we want because, in our view, the whole EB3 process should be less than 24 months. So what you can do to support the Dignity Act is contact your representatives. We have a really easy way to find out who your representative is. You can just enter your address, it will tell you. And then we have emails. You can just kind of take the draft and modify it. And also, the easiest way is to call the White House. There's a little script that you could use. Leave a message. They don't know who you are, where you're calling from. But the more people that call, that email, the more that the elected officials will keep this on the front burner. And it's very important. I mean, congressmen and senators have so many different issues they're dealing with. So many people are going to them asking for support. And so that's why it's so important to do this, because if we don't do it, they won't know that people are that it's really important. So it's very important to keep doing this, and it will benefit you if it passes. So that's something we can all do to help speed up the EB3 processing times. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. We do our best to answer them as thoroughly and as quickly as possible. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.